Since the election of Donald Trump, right-wing nationalist movements have grown in exposure within the United States. In response, left-wing populism has also seen a resurgence, ranging from peaceful to violent opposition. One of the most outspoken and aggressive of these left-wing movements is known as Antifa, short for anti-fascism. News about Antifa protests have included reports of assault, property damage, and other forms of violence against both white supremacists and more moderate right-wing protesters. And whether you call them Antifa or Antifa, the group has become a relatively recent buzzword in the news. Yet, the anti-fascist movement has been around for nearly a century. So, what exactly is the modern Antifa, and where does it come from? Well, historically, anti-fascism has been defined as a reactive and militant opposition to fascist groups in power. Modern fascism arose out of a right-wing response to socialist ideals like democracy and liberalism, and instead focused on values like discipline, law, and order. In particular, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini is considered the most prominent early fascist leader, who explicitly declared war on socialism. As the fascist movement spread throughout Italy and Germany, large groups of leftist revolutionaries, including socialists, communists, anarchists, and laborers, fought back, both physically and with volumes of literature and large protests. In Italy, this movement was popular among ethnic groups threatened by fascist nationalism, which sought to expel Slavic ethnicities in an effort to, quote-unquote, reclaim Italy for Italians. One of the earliest anti-fascist groups, TIGR or Tiger, formed in 1927. Tiger was made up largely of Slovene and Croat people who fought against Italian government efforts to eradicate Slavic culture by prohibiting their language, religion, schools, and organizations. As other ethnicities and leftist groups were threatened, anti-fascist organizations grew in membership and gained public support. Originally, these groups were mostly political and resistance-based, but Mussolini's power grab following an alleged assassination attempt led to the creation of a secret police, explicitly designed to root out anti-fascist efforts. The police, officially named the Organization for Vigilance and Repression of Anti-Fascism, infiltrated Italian society and arrested thousands of anti-government activists. Similarly, in early 1930s Germany, the Gestapo served the same function, leading to street fights with German Antifa groups, such as the Red Front Fighters League. These early oppressed groups became heavily militant during World War II, fighting Nazis and Italian fascists throughout Europe. Many leftist revolutionaries saw violence as the only way to stop fascism, with famed Marxist theorist Leon Trotsky dismissing the idea of peaceful efforts, calling them flabby pacifism, which he said only emboldened fascist gangs. Around this time, in the United States, fascist-friendly organizations such as the German Bund and the Ku Klux Klan were also opposed by socialist and communist groups. After World War II, anti-fascist organizations in the United States were marked as subversive by the US government, since they were aligned with communism, which during the Cold War, the US considered a larger political threat than fascism. Ultimately, the Cold War took precedence over earlier fascist versus anti-fascist movements. It wasn't until the 1990s, when the USSR collapsed, that the two factions saw a resurgence in response to right-wing nationalism. These newer anti-fascist groups were more focused on political anti-racism and anti-capitalist efforts. But today, a new form of anti-fascism has taken the reins in the United States. So-called Black Bloc Antifa activists are known for concealing their faces and wearing all black in order to avoid prosecution for violent protests and property damage. These groups have been described in mainstream media as confrontational, with a focus on disrupting marches by white nationalists and Nazis, such as in Charlottesville, Virginia. While there is no centralized Antifa organization, it's been estimated that there are over 200 individual groupings throughout the United States. In addition to physical confrontation, online Antifa chapters seek to expose the identities of white supremacists and get them fired from their jobs or evicted from their homes. Throughout history, these groups often evolved from existing extremist groups on the political spectrum, and tactics and rhetoric from both sides can lead to violence. But in spite of Antifa's goal to disrupt a hateful ideology, their own use of violence has been widely disavowed, and in some cases has hurt their own cause. Since the election of Donald Trump has led to a rise in fascist exposure, many are asking, is Donald Trump himself a fascist? Check out an in-depth analysis of that question in this video. Thanks for watching NowThis World. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes diving into the news around us every week.